Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam made this announcement to the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een that be nice to these captives of wars. Be nice to them. One of the people that was captured during the Battle of Badr was the brother of Mus'ab ibn Umayr radiyallahu anhu, Abu Aziz bin Umayr. He says, as a result of this announcement from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that be nice to these captives of war, he says, as a result of that, what I noticed was that the people that were in charge of me, they used to give me all of their food, and they would just survive on some dates. They have bread, they have some meat, they will just give it to me. So as I saw this happening for the first time, I ate it. I thought they may eat later on, but they only ate some dates, and I didn't see them eating anything else. Because they're traveling together, so they know exactly everything about each other. The next day, he says the same thing. They're giving me their food, and they're just surviving on some dates. Third day, I said to myself, this is bad. They're giving me all of their food, and I eat all the food. I eat the bread, I eat the meat, and they just survive on these dates. No, I have to give them that back. So third day, I said to them, you take it back. Just give me those dates that you eat, and today I'll eat those dates, and you people eat this food. So they said to me, this is not happening, this is not possible. So I said, why? They said, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to be nice to you people. And part of being nice to you is give you the better of the two things. So we'll have to give you this. Even if you don't eat it, it's yours. We are not going to eat it. This is the obedience to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And at the same time, this is the treatment to the captives of wars and Islam. When people try to make a lot of news about it, and they start talking about slaves and slavery. These captives of war, they are the ones that are considered to be slaves in Islam. And what does slavery means? It simply means, instead of, when we take these people, instead of killing these people, instead of keeping them in the prisons and torturing them, and then just keeping them over there forever until they die, of course, by that, these people are going through a lot of mental torture. At the same time, they are a burden on the society that all of these people that are in the prison, you have to keep on paying for them, and who's going to pay for it? The public is going to pay from their taxes. So instead of making them burden on the society, Islam came up with a beautiful solution. And that is, hand each of these people to a family or to a person in this society. Take the word slave out. Let's look just at what's the position of these people now. These the captives of war. They will not go into the prison. They will be handed over to a person. This person will be in charge of this captive of war. Now, that person who was captured, he comes back into the society. There are no restrictions. He is allowed to walk out on the streets as any other normal person. He doesn't have to be tied up at all times, and he doesn't have to be chained. He will be free person to walk out in the society. He can do any kind of work needs to be, or he can do out there. In fact, if he is a Muslim and he is learned, he knows the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he can even teach the deen. He can hold any position in the society now. He's out there. The only thing is, he cannot be just totally free out there without anyone being in charge of him, because if you do that, you bring 1,000 people as captives of war, put them back into the society, that these are beautiful apartments that you're going to have, and this is where you're going to live. Of course, they will only increase fitna there. Because these are people who came to fight you. Here you come, you put them back into the society with the normal people, with people that they know that some of them in the battlefield, they have killed some of their relatives, or some of them who have captured them in the battlefield. So of course they carry some feelings against them. Instead of that, just have someone to be in charge of them. Now the ruling of the Sharia is that the person that is in charge of these people, they are given the instruction that be nice to them. Feed them of whatever you eat. Provide them with the same dress that you wear. Their food, their accommodation, their dress should not be of a lesser quality of what you use for yourself. So there would be just like one of the family member using all the things that any other person in the family uses. And this person is considered to be in charge of them. Now, whatever they earn, they come back and bring it to the person that's in charge of them. And he's going to spend on them and on people around them. The reason people cannot understand this today, because we are going really little too far from the orders of the Sharia, that even children today cannot understand the position of parents from the Sharia point of view. When children know, when they read the hadith about the rights of parents, sometimes even children start questioning it. Oh, I mean, they have so much right over me. They can take this from me. They can tell me to do this and I have to do it. So even children are not able to understand the position of parents regarding obedience to the parents. So if children are not willing to obey parents, of course, when people hear about this person has to obey his master, the one that is in charge of him, they can't understand it. But Sharia is all about obedience. Followers today cannot understand the position of the Imam, and I like to bring this point up, so that next time I get some better treatment. But in reality, we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given some position to every person and in regarding to obedience. So obedience is one of the very, very important rule of the Sharia. And we are really totally out of that understanding of obedience in Sharia. Obedience to the Amir, obedience to the parents, obedience to the leaders, whatever rules Sharia has about that obedience. To the extent that obedience to even the Prophet ﷺ, people cannot understand it many times. Not, we'll follow him, but to that extent, we cannot. Sometimes people cannot understand that either. So, mainly that's the main objection that comes. That these people are going to earn everything and just hand it over to their masters. Why don't they have the freedom? Freedom simply means they should be able to earn and then keep their own, have their own accounts and everything.